So part 2 of the Lucas Dynamo, have it off again. I have to take out these two long screw bolts out. I want to take this back plate off, and if we remember from the first video, the connection there, the connector, is this here, and there's a rivet going through it. That was loose and it was sparking, and that's why it wasn't charging very well. Now I did strip this down before and I got it, cleaned it down, stripped it out, had a look in, so these should come off fairly handy. And I have new brushes there, so we'll see what condition they're in, and I think I might just fit the new ones on. There's some spare good ones as well. If they're any way worn at all, I may as well, because the plan is fit this on the tractor because it's a proper Lucas part, and to use the one that was on it, that's spurious, as a spare. So that's that. Right, so those brushes aren't too bad. They're a little bit worn at an angle. So I'm going to replace them. So it's going to be a matter of taking off that screw there, and we'll have a look. I have some new ones, new old stock ones here that I got on eBay for about €5 from England. But of course, Irish customs then want their bit out of that. These are new old stock brushes there, nice box. C40. I think these should be right. We'll know now in a minute. So what I have to do is take out the kind of screw bolts on these first. So take off the springs first to make sure they're all in good condition. Yeah, not too bad. So that's one spring, that's good and strong. I have spare ones of them if needs be. The beauty of these Lucas parts is, you know, you'll always be able to service them. And these C40 dynamos, they basically didn't change at all over the years. From, I know the Ferguson 20 TVO went to 12 volt in 1952. First full year of 12 volt, I think. I think there's some 51 6 volts. So there's very little difference between a 1952 Ferguson 20 TVO Lucas C40 Dynamo and this. And the reason why I say that is there's one on the gold belly. So that's one of the old ones. See, does this fit in here now? And it does. Make sure it's, yeah, it's A1. It's the same. Yeah, lovely. So what I'm going to do as well while I'm at it, I'm just going to give all of that a bit of a clean up, and may as well. Dirt and dirty connections just mean resistance. This is aluminium, so we have to be a little bit careful with how we go holding it and advising to overdo it. Okay, so just a little rub of this. It's all in very good nick. Oh sure, what am I saying? Sure, the issue here is this. It's this rivet going through it, isn't it? So that was too loose, probably dirty and all of that. So there's a rivet there. We can squeeze that a bit more if we want, which is probably what I'm going to do. I would like to be able to clean in behind it, but I think that's going to be a little hard to do. I'm half thinking of just getting the shop blaster in around it. I'm going to hit that with the shop blaster lightly. I know there's plastic on it. I'm going to plug this with a bit of put a bit of tape over to stop sand getting in there, I'm just going to try and hit that with shot blaster before I squeeze it. I'll do that and I'll come back. The back plate shot blast, I taped off both sides of where the bushing goes in. So now it's going to clean that out there now where the commutator goes. So the crack is literally pull the commutator out there, the casing. Once you take the back plate off, that is all you have to do. The rest of it comes apart. So I just want to clean out in there. Old grease gone hard and all of that. So I'll try and get this plastic brush in. You'll see. Does it? It's pretty wide. Let's give this a clean out. Let's put fresh grease in. Lovely. That's after doing a lovely job on that. Let's get the torch and have a look down in there. Let's give it a blowout then with the air gun. Okay. That's lovely. Only a small little bit left in there. So there's a crack in the end of that, and that allows your oil through there where it says oil. So what I'm going to do is I put a special grease in there, and it's the kind of grease there. It's grey grease, kind of a special stuff I use. It won't go flying everywhere when it's turning. So a bit of a blowout there and a rub of a rag, and we should be good to go there, I think. Don't have to be very fussy, but it's just costs nothing just to clean it now to have it right. So a little bit of dirt at the very bottom. I'll blow that out with the air gun, and we'll call him done. So he's already cleaning up nicely there. So this is the issue here, is this is loose. So the shot blaster cleaned it back nicely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a punch in the vise. Put a punch in the vise. This was used to actually centralise the clutch on the Ferguson 20 there. I just tape around it. So I'll put that there. And I might need a few hands for this now, I think. And then need another punch. That'll fit in there. Likes of him. Okay, so what I need to do is hit him there. Let's get that to focus there. Need to hit him, tighten things up. So this is the problem. It could be hard to balance that on there and that there. So what can I do? Has to be a way around it. Has to be a way. It's going to be a little bit awkward, but it's not going to take a whole lot, I don't think. Just to squeeze him a little bit more to make a good connection, that's all. Worst case scenario, I drill it out. I put a stainless steel, it's kind of a screw bolt through it, but it wouldn't look brilliant. So we'll see, is that a bit, now we're talking. I think we're working there now. I can see it's squashing things up here as well. There's a plastic insulator there, getting a bit wider looking there, so it's I'll get a wider punch now, because it's, don't want the punch going down through it, because that'll only, a second now, would I be able to? I would. Be able to position this in place there now. I think that'll do the trick. Let me see now what's. So we need that lad there. Down somewhere. Be careful here now again, this is aluminium. Okay, so it's actually balancing on the rivet there now. That's how we're getting a bit of a dunt on it there. Okay. I think we're starting to win there now. Okay. How are we looking now? Right. Getting the voltmeter now. Put it on to continuity. If there's any resistance, bad connection, it'll show up here. So I touch the two probes. You hear the beeping sound, that means there's no continuity. So put this in the vise, like so, and we'll do our test. So one probe through the connector, and the other probe has to go. Wait till we see where it has to go. It doesn't actually have to go anywhere, doesn't it? Not. Was I hitting the wrong one? I was. What an idiot. I was hitting the wrong. I was hitting that one. And hitting that one. Can we get him in there? In the vise? One there. We can. We can get him in the vise. Same crack. Okay. And sit him right there on top. There we go. Okay. Okay. Definitely making a bit better of a connection now. That's where we want them there. Right. Another dunt. Okay, so that's after flattening it there a good bit. I'm happy with that. Did the other one as well for good measure, even though it's only holding on the insulator. So, same crack. What I plan to do with this is, because it's nicely shot blasted, is just clear coat. I won't be painting it grey. I'm painting the rest of it grey. So where are we? We were there and we want that. Yeah. So that's good. So all I'm checking there, just to show you, is that the power is coming through that rivet. And the 000 on the reader there, so there's no resistance. Resistance is bad connection. So that should be that issue sorted. So I think that part, what we can do now with it is fit new brushes. So we have these new brushes there that I showed earlier on. And we have, I've shot blasted those connections. Sometimes that leaves them just a little bit rough, so shine them up with the sandpaper. And the wire was on the top the last time when I took it off. You can position this then to wherever, I presume this side here. You obviously don't want to get in the way of anything. Am I right in saying maybe it was this way? It'd make more sense if it was coming up underneath, because the casing will get in the way. So we'll go this side here so we can see what's going on. This is lovely, lovely work. These original Lucas parts, they were made with servicing in mind. No. As I said, there's very little difference between this dyno and the one that was on the first of the 12 volts. So if you manage to overhaul one of them, I'd say you'd probably have a good chance of overhauling any of them. just want to check and see, as long as this isn't getting in the way of the casing. Just give it a quick nip, and it shouldn't be, no. And we could always give that a bend up around the corner there. That's good. Okay, give him a little nipping. It's catching the spanner, sorry, it's catching the washer a little bit there. Anyway, won't go damaging anything there needlessly. And then we have our spring. I think they go on something like that, and you have to pull that up around the corner and just below the wire, and that'll push it in. So that is one side done. Other side is the same. So what way do we need to be facing? Keep off the casing there. Anyway, I shot blasted all in around there because there's a lot of dirt built up, and what happens is this casing doesn't close then. Doesn't close into the body of the dynamo, the big heavy metal thing, and you end up then with a bit of free play in the commutator and a bit of rattling and all of that. So then you shot blast all of that away, gets all the dirt cleaned, and everything closes up nice and snugly. So this is the other one here. Do a quick continuity test on this. It's just one of the wires that's a little bit crusty. Probably nothing. That's all we wanted to see. Just a little bit of a corrosion there from the solder. Now, what way do we want this to go? Something like that, I would say. So, as I'm cleaning down this little bracket here, it seems to have copper underneath it. Right? Again, quality materials in them. Savage. Anti-slip washer, anti-loosen washer if you want to call it. Well, okay, lovely. And one more spring. The spring is in great nick as well. Strong, not rusted. Had to replace one of these in the gold belly starter. So bend it up and around, and I put it in the middle of the bushing, and that's all it is. Now in a starter it has two more, so the dynamos are a lot easier to fit. So that to me is starting to look a bit more overhauled. So apart from just blowing out in there, actually I probably won't, I'll just give it another wipe. Putting in the proper grease in there, I think that is good to go. The oil hole is clear at the back. I blew it out with the air gun, so that part is now ready for use. We'll say near enough anyway. So we have this lad here now. I want to see what I can do with this. I'd like to strip it down. I obviously had this all apart before because all of the connections were, I cleaned them all out, scratched them out, and apart from the quick polish up at my kind of a low grit sandpaper, or fine grit sandpaper, there's not really a whole lot else you need to do there with that. I think, so that's your truss washer there. So I'll try, now be careful here gripping this, and get that key out. If I get the key out, the whole lot will slide forward, and I'll be able to give everything a good clean in there. Shot blast. That's what I'd like to do. I do not want to go damaging things. I don't mind if I damage this bit because I can clean it up with a file. That's only going onto the pulley. So if the key comes out, we are winning. If it doesn't, it's not the end of the world. All I'll do is I'll clean everything up there. Don't want to go damaging things too much. It's hard to get a grip on it now as it is. tap the back, the front might come up. I do have a spare one, but you can often end up damaging things beyond use then if you're trying to butcher them. I'm starting to think that it's probably happy where it is. A little bit of a pity. I would love to get it out and get this bit off the front of it. There we go. Beautiful. Thing of beauty. Look at the pliers at that. This Woodruff key. How are we looking on the camera? Is it zoomed? Yeah, it's focusing. A bit more of a tap. Should come up. Tap and tap. I'll just clean this up with a file then. Come on, you bastard. Don't be fucking me. Breaking on me. I do, as I said, I do have a spare one, but look, we'll try and take it out. We do seem to have it moving. Let me see now what can we do. It's nearly there. This could go flying. There you go. Could go flying. So I see roughly where it's falling there. I'll go and pick that up and bring it back.